In fact, everyone on the call right now is contacted me or the Bartlett Blue Diamond page. So things are happening. There's Christine and our little baby. We only see Christine's hand. We'd like to see the baby. There's your little face. Hi. Where's that little pumpkin?
She's sleeping.
She is.
Kind of sleeping.
We don't get to see her tonight.
No, I'm probably not.
It's okay. It's all right. Okay.
I got other things I have to do.
Okay. Anyway, so I know that some people weren't able to make it on tonight, but next week we're going to have just a huge call. Susan Eichler is handling the call next week, so I'm so excited to hear what she's going to do. Hey, Andrea, how are you?
Hi, good, thanks.
Well, Dr. Stuckel handled it last week, Susan. I thought you could handle it next week. She just now found that out. Leadership. It's all about leadership.
I gave you all my ideas today.
You what?
I gave you all my ideas today.
Oh, Kelly Dice. Oh, okay. I should tell her to get on the call. Oh, you're a rock star. Get on the call. Get on the call. Get on the call, please. Everybody go, what? Okay. Okay. I'm waiting for, I see one person from Oregon. I don't see the other person from Oregon. And I don't see Arizona. Is Arizona coming on? Does anybody heard from Arizona? Let me find out. Let me just find out. Danielle. D-A-N. Okay, there she is. You guys getting on? Getting on. I can't remember what they got going tonight. It seems like they had something going. Okay. And so, like, you guys can always text anyone that you feel like you want to get on. All right. Christine. Okay. Well, it's 9:33. Just wait. Let me do one more person. I thought of somebody else. Well, I think we should get as much participation as we can.
Of course.
Now, you guys don't miss these calls or she'll be texting you.
I'm texting Helbigs. They're just going to climb on now. Maybe they're on.
Okay, good. Oh, good. Okay, good. Myron's on. See, I waited long enough.
Myron.
Hi, Myron.
And
Hello.
Sue.
Yes.
Hi, Sue.
Guys getting better? I heard you said you were down under the weather a little.
Hey, Vicki Warren. I just saw Vicki. Hi, Vicki. Where's Deb Kroll? Let me text Deb. What is she on this call? Deb. I am. I don't think Matt can. He will if he can. Okay, good. All right, good job. Okay, she's on. Danielle's on.
Hey,
Deb,
Vicki.
I got to text Deb.
Hey, Vicki.
Get on the call.
Get on the call.
I'm not even going to ask, please. I love the calendar, Raj. That's awesome.
Oh,
Love that. It's encouraging for the rest of us. It really is. Okay.
I can't read upside down, though.
What'd you say, Susan?
I said I can't read upside down, though.
Oh, yeah, just go like this.
Here, let me turn my screen around.
Oh, everyone is slowly getting on. I got to see. There's some people on that I can't see. Let me go to the bigger screen. No, I guess, can I see everybody? I never know.
Yeah, if you had a computer, I can, I think. I haven't seen two
Okay.
pages pop up yet.
Okay, all right, good, great. All right, so I think what we're going to do is start this call. It's 9:35. So tonight I want to welcome everyone on the call. Thank you guys all for getting on. I'm so appreciative of everyone's attendance. And I didn't really hammer this call too much. So simply because I was really excited about what's going on. But sometimes I think we just need to take the initiative just to get on the call. Every Monday night we have a call, and it's your responsibility to get on. and it's my responsibility to put it together. So, except for next Monday, Susan's going to put it together, and I bet she's going to have just an amazing guest speaker or someone. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm just waiting a few more minutes. I want one more person on the call. One more person. Hi, Erin. Hey, Erin and Jill got on. Okay, good. That's awesome. Is Jill on too, Erin? Yes? Give me a thumbs up if she is. No, I just see your eyebrows, Erin. I don't see any thumbs, just your eyebrows. Okay. All right. And Vicki, I'm glad you're on. Deb, I didn't hear from Deb. All right. So what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about several things. But the first thing I want to talk about is Cabo. And we have till the end of October. Yay, Roger's going, yay. And you know, we can all still back out because we have till the end of October to back out, right? But I want to tell you guys a story about the first trip I ever went on. It was with another company. We had just filed bankruptcy. I had no money at all. I had enough money to pay my rent, but I didn't have any, and I'd signed up for this trip, right? But I didn't have any money for airfare. And my sister actually paid my way to go to this trip, but I didn't have money for airfare. But she said, you got to figure out for airfare. I paid your way. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to do. I just prayed about it, and I was sick, and we were broke. You guys, I mean, I was broke. But they kept telling me, if you go on this trip, things are going to change for you. It's going to change your whole outlook, and you're going to get this. And so the promise was out there, and they painted the picture so beautiful and so wonderful that I got the rest of the money, and Scott and I actually took Wyatt with me. And Wyatt was how old were you, Wyatt? 14 at the time? Yeah, so that would have been 16 years ago, right? My first trip. And we went to Florida. And because we didn't have any money, we stayed in a hotel room with 8 other people. But none of us had money, and all of us, you know, we did what we had to do in order to do what we were supposed to do. And so I went to that first event, not knowing what to expect, but it was the most unbelievable vacation ever. And I'm telling you what, had I not gone, I don't know that I really would fully realize the importance of to be together with like-minded people. And so that was huge for me. Now, some of you weren't at the event and didn't get signed up for Cabo, and I get that. I understand that. But that's gonna open up. There are gonna be people that will cancel their trip, and they're gonna open that up. I just talked to Elite today, and they said, yep. And there was a couple of people I was kind of concerned about, and they said, well, they're at the top of the list. They already had their name in the list, and they're at the top. So it looks like they're probably going to get to go. And just because the odds that some people don't go. And why they don't go is because, number one, they just feel that it's an investment that they just can't afford to make at this time. But I'm telling you, if you've never gone on a trip, especially a Yoli trip, it's life-changing, and you won't be the same. And things will change for you for the better. So you'll see Yoli in a different light. You'll see your organization in a different light. You'll see the people in a different light. So I can't stress to you enough that if you are registered, yay, 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 good for you guys. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy. And I want you to stay registered, and I want you to go. And I know it's a hardship. I know I've been there. I've dealt with it. And we're actually taking 2 grandkids with us this year. And Sky and Ben have committed to go, and they're taking their 2 kids. So, and it's a hardship for all of us. All of us have other financial responsibilities that we need to make. But I'm telling you what, this is part of your business. It's part of what we do here at Yoli. You know, Scott fights me every time because he doesn't want to go on these trips. He goes, the last thing I want to do is lay on the beach with shorts on. He goes, that isn't part of who I am. And I'm like, you know what? It's not about you, babe. It's about everybody else. But once he gets there, he has a better time than I do. I'm not kidding. He visits with more people and enjoys himself even more than I do. But he forgets. Every time we go on a trip, he forgets. But then he gets home and he goes, I'm so glad we went. I'm so glad we went. And so I can't stress to you enough, please, 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 if you're registered, go. Please go. know that you will be rewarded for going. And whether you're there to help someone else or whether maybe you're the one that's going to get help, whatever it is, know that you need to be there, and it's part of what we do for a living. And even if it's you do it part-time, it's still what you do part-time for a living. And if you want to make this a full-time job, then by all means you need to be there. There's no question that you need to be there. So hey, Michaela just jumped on. And so if you have not registered because you weren't at Cabo, you need to, and at least get your name in the hat. And if you are registered, stay registered. I do an auto ship, or an auto payment they take it out the 19th of every month, which really, really helps. So my auto payment is like $875 because I'm taking all these people with me. But how much fun is that? These are memories that we'll have forever and ever and ever. So, and nothing can take that away from us. You know, the money will come and the money will go. Mostly it goes, but these trips are there. We have them forever. Nobody can take those memories away from us. So I just want to really ask you all to please go. And if you take your children with you or your grandchildren, they develop relationships with people that are like-minded, that you want your children to be around, and that you want to be around. So again, I can't stress enough how important it is these trips are. So please go. I know that some of us had goals that we want to attain by that time, and some of us haven't attained those goals, but I still implore you to go. Please go. Okay, now that I'm done talking about that, I am so proud of you guys, and I'm so thankful for Dr. Stukel for doing the call, that tough love call last week. It was a tough love call. Were you guys cringing? Maybe it was just me. Maybe I was like, oh man, these are my babies. You know, you're being a little tough on them. But I think we all needed to hear it. And I for one, needed to hear it. So I was thankful that he did the tough love call. And because of it, I'm seeing action like crazy, like I'm not seen for quite a while. So what I want to do tonight is I want to call on a couple of people that have been using me for their connection calls. So, and I want Susan Eichler. They've been using her as well. So first of all, I want Lori Foster. Are you out there, Lori? Yes, you are. I see your beautiful face. Yep. Lori, can you tell us kind of, because you've been doing connection calls with both Susan and I. Can you tell us what the outcome of those calls, how many calls have you done, and the outcome of those calls, what the percentages is?
Boy, you know me, I don't get along with numbers very well. I just get along with you guys. So, yeah, you know, we've been in this business for 4 years, and I remember Jordan saying one night, Mom, do you know, like the East Coast got a team and the West Coast got a team, and he's like, Mom, you should listen to this, you know, Team Energy, or what was it called? Carmel probably knows what it was.
Synergy, Team Synergy.
Oh my God. So Jordan's like, Mom, you got to get on this call and listen to Daniel and Canal and Eugene. And it's like, you're teaching about three-way calls and how powerful it is. And I'm telling you what, I listened to that over and over. And I drove Susan nuts, I know, in the beginning, because I'd bring my PCs, three-way her in on those. And she's like, Lori, I think, you know, they probably are going to get it, you know. But it was, I wanted them to connect with my leaders, because if I was gone at work, then they could, you know, connect. But this week has been amazing. I don't know, it's just fired me. I don't know if it's Darren's calls along with everything else and everybody's taking action. You just don't want to be left out. But the power of a three-way call. And then Jeannie posted it again from her mastermind conference. It's like, okay, this gal's got what? Part of a $2 billion industry, and she's preaching from the podium the power of a three-way call. And Darren taught it again tonight. Do you think it's our product? Do you think it's the color of the box? Do you think it's because of all the technology we have with our product? No, what Darren said tonight, we have to become the matchmakers, you know, because my story at my age probably isn't gonna, you know, associate with somebody that's 24 and trying to get free, or if they've got a problem with their health. Lori Foster, age 57, is not gonna gonna connect with that person. And I know a number of people were on that call. Roger was on that call, Sarah was on that call. But Darren's so right. We have to become the matchmakers. And they're not gonna listen to us. My mom's not gonna listen to me, just like Darren's dad's not gonna listen to him, you know? But they'll listen to probably a Roger or a Sarah or a Crystal, but they're not gonna listen to me because Jesus was never received in his hometown either. So yeah, the power of this, all I've done all this week is just 3-way call Kathy in, Susan in, and one time I even lost Kathy at the rodeo because her phone was out of energy. So I reconnected this gal with her the other day, gave the gal a week. And when I put Kathy on the phone with her, oh my God, she was a 2, no doubt about it. She started today, in fact, Kathy. Also put Kathy on the phone with my neighbor, and she was between, you know, a 2 and a 1. She's kind of doesn't know quite yet. And then kind of all of a sudden she was a 3, but it's okay. Timing isn't right. She's had a baby. So that's all I have to say is, I don't have my numbers figured out, but I just know that we're starting people, and I know it's because of removing myself and putting people on 3 ways. It's so powerful.
And you know, another thing, Lori, I think, go ahead. What I want to say is that, you know, Lori feels the power of 3-way, but she also feels what's going on in the company right now. It's starting to roll again. It's starting to get bigger again. We're starting a wave, and we can feel that energy through the whole company. And the more you stay plugged in, and the more you listen to the other calls, then you watch your Facebook posts and others, and like all the leaders, things are going crazy out there. So we want to be on that wave. We want to be on the top of that wave. We want to go with it. So I hear what you're saying, Lori, about feeling the energy, because it's definitely out there. Susan Eichler, tell me what you're finding.
Oh, wow. It's exciting to look at our team pages and see everybody like putting out what's happening. And you know what? It really impresses me, even if you don't get a BBP, the fact that you reached out and called, because that's our job. That's what we do. We don't make the decision for them. We just share it. And there's just a powerful amount of what our products do for people. And Kathy and I, from time to time, we just can't. Sometimes I'm just blown away when we're talking about different posts that we've seen and how it's affected people. And in that, you know, that gets me excited. I like this, you know that we're helping people and we're reaching out. And I can't imagine what my life would be like without healing, where I was 5 years ago and where I am today. And I just see that everybody needs healing, you know. And so we just got to keep our focus on them, not on us, and not on whether we're meeting a challenge. You know, that's an internal thing. That's something to do for fun amongst ourselves. But our real focus is we've got the answer to so many people's problems, and we just got to get, like Lori said, get out of our own way and just really reach out to people, listen, hear what their needs are, and then, you know, approach them with an answer. So, and I think that's what you guys are doing. It's exciting. I see that happening, you know, here in this group. I see it happening all within Yoli. I think we're back on track with the Yoli train, and it's moving through town and picking up speed.
I agree. I totally agree. I did receive some emails from Jeannie Fountain today. She sent me some connection calls, 3 of them actually. And I know, Carmel, you were asking about those. And I did get a chance to listen to 2 of them. They're long. They're like 35 minutes long, 35 to 53 minutes long. But they're very, very good. And they were mostly connection calls for business builders. And that was great. I got a call today for Vicki Glanzer. And Vicki did it different than anybody I've ever done it with. But you know what? That she's really never been taught. But it worked out. And Vicki she says, hey, she messaged me. She goes, hey, can you do a Zoom with me? And I go, sure. A connection call. And I go, sure. Do I need to know anything about this guy? Or are you just going to lead me through it? She goes, well, I'm just going to lead you through it. So, Vicki, are you there?
I am.
Okay. Can you share a little bit about how everything went down?
Well, I've been trying to get connected with this guy. He's my ex-boss that I worked for 22 years ago. And he reached out to me. He's been having some health issues. And he wanted to know what I was doing because I looked so good.
Yay!
So finally tonight, I got together with him, and he signed up as a PC. So, and he's told me he's sick to death of doctors.
I hear you. He, what happened is that he watched the video, and then she put me on with a Zoom, and I knew nothing. All I knew is this is her ex-boss. So I'm just like, okay, you're not really leading me into anything, Vicki. I'm just going to wing it here. Which, you know what? I've been doing this for so many years. It's just part of what I do. And I wasn't afraid at all. For one thing, he had extremely kind face. And I asked him, you know, what he did. Yep. And he told me what he did. And then I asked him if he was still working. No, he said he was retired. And then I asked him his age, and he was 65. And honestly, I thought he was like 80. When he said he was 65, I'm like, oh my word, he's only 5 years older than me. That guy looks like he's 80 years old. But I thought that, but I didn't dare say it. But then I asked him, you know, well, what do you feel like, Carmel? You guys know me. I just call a spade a spade. I try to keep my mouth shut though before my mouth engages as my mind works, you know. So anyway, but I knew obviously he had health issues. So, but I couldn't tell if he was overweight because I was just on my phone. So I could tell that he just looked really old. And so he told me he needed to lose weight. And I said, well, that's the side effect of these products. And then I just told him my story, you know, and he was very kind. And then I cut myself off of it. And then I let Vicki handle it. I didn't go on. I was on, what, Vicki, maybe 5 minutes on the call? She's frozen. 10 at the most. 10 at the most. And then I let her close the deal just because I know Vicki, and I know Vicki can close deals. Now, if it would be someone else and I wasn't sure about the closure, I would have hung on until I knew it was a done deal. But she's a strong closer. And so when I know people's strong points, it's not hard for me to do 3 ways with them. And but I invite them. And Clint, I need to talk to Crystal, your sissy. Has she done anything with that? Do we know anything about that? No, he said no. So we connected with Crystal the other day. And Roxy's going, no. Yeah, okay. So we need to give Crystal doesn't have the belief herself. So what we need to do with her is call her and then do the call with her person that she wants. This person reached out to Crystal, am I right? Because she was looking to get back into network marketing, and Crystal didn't want to seem pushy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You don't want to seem pushy? This girl's begging you for it, you know? So yeah, Carmel. But you know, there are some people out there that they feel like they're going to impose on them and be too strong with them. But while Crystal is not being too strong with them, somebody else jumped all over it. And 10-1, this gal's already in another company. I would bet anything on it. So don't ever feel that you can be too pushy. If you love someone and you care about that and they're looking for what you have, do it. I had one gal call me. We were at a table. It was in California. And there was, I suppose, 5 people there. And she right away said, oh, I hate your drinks. Oh, I hate your shakes. Oh, I mean, she was just one of those, right? The Nancy negative or the Debbie Downer. And I'm like, right away, I'm like, okay, I got to get her out of here. I just need to get her out of here. Because she's going to, you know, poison the rest of the table, right? So I said, so after she told me she hated everything, I said, okay, great. Thanks for your opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and talk to these other 4 people because we know how you feel. And I'm just going to talk to them. So if you would like to leave, you sure can. And thank you for coming. And so then I continued to talk to them, and then she kept jumping in and trying to control the whole thing. And finally I looked at her, I said, for someone that hates these products and hates everything that I'm showing, you sure have a lot to say. And she said, but you're a pushy bitch. And I started laughing. I just kind of got hysterical because I didn't know, what to say. And I said, I don't know that I'm pushy. I'm just extremely passionate about what I do and what I believe in. Anyway, she walked away that night with not just a tea kit. She walked away with a tea kit. She walked away with a box of fun, a box of truth. But do you see what I'm saying? Sometimes people just need that little extra attention, and sometimes they don't. And the rest of them all brought tea kits too. So it was a great thing. And I didn't know any of these women. I didn't know any of them. It was someone that had brought me in to meet with them. So, but don't worry about being too pushy, because if you are, they'll tell you. But sometimes it's okay to be too pushy, you just have to be able to read people. Another thing is we need to mirror people. So if I see somebody or talk to somebody on the phone, they're very quiet and very, I mirror that. I become quiet. And I understand. I totally get it. I think you need to wait. I think you're smart in this, because I'd rather have you wait on that decision instead of going, oh no, don't wait. Oh, you got to do that. I don't do that. So we need to mirror those people that we're talking to. And that's another little lesson in life. But that comes. And know that, when I just told you guys that story about Florida, going down to Florida, and I've been doing this since 1999. So please don't be discouraged. When I heard Lori Foster say, I've been in this company for 4 years, but she's an emerald, and she's always car qualified every week. And, to me, that's awesome. So don't feel that you're in this company way too long. When you have been in this company for 17 years, then maybe question it. But for now, please know that I have so much experience. And I'm 60 years old, and life gives us lots of experience. Now, Roger, I want to jump to you really quick. You said something to Susan and I the other day, and I look at you kind of like a Jessica, or like a Stephanie Peterson. Stephanie just had an epiphany. She was around for 4 years and never did anything, and all of a sudden she made a decision. So, Roger, I'm wondering tell me what's going on with you for the last 2 weeks.
So last couple weeks, I asked Rochelle this earlier, because I was like, I don't know if I've changed anything in the last couple weeks. And then she said, well, you've definitely started your personal development again. I can see it, how you act and how you hold yourself. And so I thought back about the last 2 weeks, and I think 2 weeks ago we had the Stephanie Peterson and Janie Fountain call, if I remember right. And I was sitting there thinking, what happened that day that kind of just clicked? And I remember I was listening to Grant Cardone in the morning, and some Navy SEAL guy, Tim Sales, I think is his name. And he was talking about how our company's network marketing in general is a 90-day rule. He said, no matter what you do today, so what we do on October 15th of the day, is 90 days from now is January, I think, 13th. It's whatever happens today affects January 13th. And so I had that mindset going into that call already. I already had that mindset of whatever I do today in October is going to affect me in January. Good, bad, or however, it's going to affect me in January. Hopefully it's for the better, but, and so then I kind of started thinking about it, and then we talked about this awesome calendar idea, which I would get really close to my laptop and show you guys each day, but that would be very tedious and time consuming. So I'm not going to. But I think it was Rick or Jeannie that said, 2 a day on the calendar for the 30 days is a good way to start. Well, I put 3 a day. And so I was looking at it just now. And out of those 3 a day, from October 2nd to the 15th, that is 42 out of the 42 people on those, out of those 15 days, 14 days, I contacted 8 people. Out of those 8 people, I've had 5 BBPs. Out of those 5, I've had 3 what I call 2-3s, because there's somebody that wants to do the product, but either can't financially right now, or like I have one lady, she's a big business lady in town, just got back from Mayo because she's been having stress-induced stuff. She spent 2 weeks in Mayo for that. And so she's like, right now I can't change my diet or anything. Okay, we'll talk about this later. But I was just looking at that and I was like, if I were to even just follow through, that's like 1/9 of the possibilities that I could have done, which if you listen to Jim Rohn, it's the law of average. He likes to say once it starts, it tends to continue. And he likes to use the phrase where if I'm new and I only get 1 out of 10, and Kathy has been here a while and she gets 9 out of 10, in a 30-day contest, I will beat her. Because in that 30 days, she'll talk to 10 and get 9, and I'll talk to 100 and get 10. Therefore, I beat you. And he talks about how, you know, it's not because he's wanting to be selfish. Obviously, he wants to win, but he sincerely wants her to lose because you learn more from losing. And so I actually just calculated what my ratio is, and I think 1 out of 9 is pretty good, except for the fact that I'm not following through on what I'm supposed to do. And then I did something I remember hearing a long time ago from one of my other companies where you're supposed to go and get the dream car. You're supposed to pick it out. You're supposed to have every detail memorized. You're supposed to be able to go to the store, jump in it, drive it around for a couple miles. And I did that on October 3rd. And ever since, that has been burned in my mind. I have it as a screensaver on my phone. Oh, my family saw that. My dad thought I already bought it. He was freaking out. He thought I was going to drive it the next day. And then on the back side, on the other side of my phone, I have 5-star gold because that's the other goal we have for the month. And so I think it was I've heard these things a million times, but I think it was just a combination of, I heard Tim Sales say something in the morning. Then I heard the BartlettBlue Diamond call. And then last Monday, Dr. Ben came in and just dropped it on me saying, get your head out of your butt and start working. And yeah, because when he challenged us to the 3 BBPs in the week, if we wanted to do something, I already had 3 scheduled. So I wanted another 3. So I scheduled 6.
Perfect.
And like I was telling Susan earlier, I had to move 3 because unforeseen circumstances. But you know what? Like Kathy said before, if you only have the 3 and then now I have to move the 3, that just kills your momentum. I had 6, I had to move 3, so I went 50%. That's okay, I think, to start out. And I'm getting more traction. We're starting to turn the wheels a little more. So I think
that's amazing.
And then Rochelle, too, is starting to pick up. And what she was telling me, I got to read the text because she's at work right now. She got called in. So let me see here. What ignited her was she saw how passionate I was for helping my sister have the best chance at the Olympics. Yeah, that was something that happened in August. My sister is a big-time swimmer in Arkansas, at the University of Arkansas, and she was doing fun and alkalite, and she had nationals, and we saw a huge difference because her nutritionist at school said, you can't do Yoli because it's not FDA approved, which obviously I did not enjoy that, but I'm working on getting us NCAA approved with the help of Kale, which I hope he still remembers our deal. So when she saw that, and then she said, I told myself I love my job, but I don't need to make Yoli be a full-time thing. But I'm realizing as we get closer to a family, nursing won't allow me to be the mother I want to be. So, and what she was also telling me is that since the 2nd of October or the 3rd, when I went and test drove that vehicle, I brought home the pamphlet. I put it on her pillow, and I said, well, this is what we're getting. Whether you like it or not, this is what we're getting. And then she said, well, that's great to hear. I'm glad we have a goal. And so I've been doing everything in my power to make it so. And yeah.
Thank you. I love that your goal is 5-star gold by the end of this month. And you can do it. You know, we're halfway through the month. So it's a very big possibility to get it done. I believe you can.
And I
So
think
you guys,
one other thing
go ahead. Yes.
that helped was I called Susan. I don't remember what time of night it was, Susan, but it was late. It was after one of our calls, and I needed her help finding stuff in the back office. And we struggled together, and then we found it. And like for me, it was just understanding, because I am one of those kind of people. I need the whole process. Just understanding how our weeks work, how we qualify for things.
Yep.
And like how we have colored weeks. Well, now I understand the colored weeks. I've colored my calendar with our colored weeks, and I have it in my phone. So I got to thank Susan for that, because that was very instrumental in helping me. So
good. That's awesome. That's awesome. You have an awesome upline, by the way. I love her. I use her all the time. You know, we're a team. We're all a team. And I strongly suggest that if whatever your weaknesses are, and I have so many, that you start praying that God will bring into your team someone strong in your weak areas. And honestly, he did in my life. And I'm so grateful and so thankful. So I thank you all for being on this call. I was just thinking there's 20 of us on this call tonight. And if we all went out and all of us do 3 BBPs this week, how many BBPs is that, right? That's 60 BBPs in 1 week. And why can't we do that? We all can do it. 3 BBPs is really, I mean, and you can do them anywhere. You can do them quick. You can do them, but honestly, if you can do them belly to belly, that's the best, but that isn't always possible. So, but on any kind of action that you do is better than nothing. So income producing activity is what I want to see, IPAs. So I want you to continue to post your IPAs. I want to see pictures of your number 3s. I want to see pictures of your people that maybe just drop in and get Alkalite and Pure. I want to see pictures, because what that does, you guys, it just encourages all the rest of us. That's all it does. We're not bragging. We know that you're not bragging. We just want encouragement, and we all need encouragement, every single one of us, including myself. So I'm no different than the rest of you. So, and I pray every single day for every one of you guys. So I know that next week we're going to have a phenomenal call. Susan is going to line that up for us. The week after that, I think I've got a bunch of great testimonies coming on with Dr. Horrigan. So I'm going to line that up. So we've got a couple weeks lined out. And the week after that, we'll talk about that very soon. I've got another special guest that wants to come on, and I'm really excited that he does. So next week, everybody be on time, 9:30. Susan Eichler will have a phenomenal call for us, and we will hear. Thank you all for all your efforts. Thank you for being on the call. Yes.
30 seconds, really quick, and I'll let all of you go. This just has resonated in my mind since they changed the videos on us. When someone says they're a number 3, since a lot of us have been around for a while, a number 3 used to mean like, you know, this just isn't for me right now. I'm just really not looking into this. And like 3 was a pretty harsh no. If you listen to the videos, which if they consider themselves a number 3 now, he says, I just need more information, or my timing, or something about my timing. So like a number 3 isn't what a number 3 used to be. So when someone tells you they're a number 3, make sure you guys are asking like, what makes them a number 3, or can I get you more information, or what is making you a number 3, versus like in your mind being like, oh, they're a 3, it's a no. Like, because I think that's a lot of us are like, I got a 3, it's a no, but it's really not. If you listen to the videos, it's not a no. It's just they need more information usually. So that as a heads up, so you guys don't stumble over yourselves, allow yourselves to help that person maybe become a number 2 with a really easy, you know, solution possibly. So that's all I wanted to say, as I've heard the call and seen stuff on our page. So
Thank you, Carmel. And I got to tell you, I've never had a number 3. I've never heard the word no, ever. I've never. That doesn't mean that I've said it. I just choose it. All right, I love you guys. Good night. We will see you next week. Mike, let's go now.